Hello, I'm Graham Watts. I'm a dance writer and critic, and I'm chairman of the National Dance Awards in the UK. And it's my great pleasure today to be here with David Makhateli, a former principal of the Royal Ballet, to talk about his project Grand Auditions. David, tell us about Grand Auditions and what your intentions are as far as dancers and artistic directors.
The main goal for Grand Audition is basically to help dancers, young dancers, graduate dancers, and professional dancers already with experience to find the jobs. For young dancers who are just graduating for the school especially, because as you know, being a student, the last year you're always thinking which company to go to, where to audition, how to find the job. And it requires, well, first of all, it requires finances to go to each place and to take a flight, to book a hotel, whatever, take class. And Grand Audition gives you all that in one place. Basically, we invited the directors from the several international ballet companies. They come together in one place under one roof and audition dancers at the theater. And in the condition, which is also very important, that normally dancers audition in the studio, and that's it. Here, they take class on stage. And more so, once they are chosen to go to the second round, they are able to present a variation on stage in the conditions of a performance, with the lights, with the costumes. Costumes are not a necessity, because obviously not all can afford to go and rent a costume, but it is an option. Mm. So this is what it is all about.
So the great advantage of Grand Audition is to give a number of dancers the opportunity to show their skills in this kind of a pre-professional level to a number of artistic directors at the same time.
That is absolutely correct.
And you had the first iteration of Grand Audition in Brussels in 2015. How did that go? How many dancers did you have? How many directors? And how many dancers managed to get contracts out of that work?
This first Grand Audition actually took off. It was so successful with, I believe, 26 with the 26 contracts have been offered.
And how many dancers did you have there auditioning?
We had about 160 dancers.
So by my quick calculations, that's about 1 in 6 getting a contract. That's a very good hit rate for the young dancers. I suppose my point is that if a dancer goes for an audition with a national ballet company anywhere around the world, there's maybe 80, 100 auditionees, and there might be 1 or 2 or 3 jobs out of it. So, you know, there's maybe a 1 or 2 or 3% chance of getting a job. But if they go to the Grand Audition, it seems to me that a great advantage is the higher a number of job offers that there might be, because there are more than one artistic director in the room watching the same group of dancers. Is that a fair comment?
They have multiple choices, actually. In fact, we had maybe 1 or 2 dancers who were offered 3 jobs position. What we give them and what we promise the artistic directors. Mm-hmm. We do not bring artistic directors who has no contracts just for them to come and watch. Everybody who comes, they have openings, and they are fully aware of that. If they like the dancer, if the dancer fits their criteria, they will offer the job.
Mm. But I have spoken to some of the dancers who went to your last iteration of Grand Audition, which we'll come on and speak about in a few minutes. But it does seem to me that even if they didn't win a contract or get an offer, they were enjoying the opportunity of class with, you know, top ballet masters. They were having the opportunity of showing off a variation if they got through to the second round, and they were getting a lot of good feedback from the directors and from yourself as the director of Grand Audition. So even those who didn't get a job were telling me it was a very good experience for them, and that seems to be a general feeling, yes?
Yes, that is true, actually, and this is what is important to us, because not only people are happy who got the job, people who didn't get the job, they were happy because they were in this environment. They saw each other, they met each other, they spoke to, perhaps some of them spoken to directors, or directors gave them some sort of feedback. It is important to us that everybody feels at ease. It's, again, we try to make it as comfortable for them as possible.
And after the first year in Brussels, for the second year in 2016, you moved to Barcelona. Was there a particular reason for that? Was that a better place for you to host it?
The reason we chose to host this in Barcelona is because we found beautiful theater who can accommodate a large number of participants, who can accommodate artistic directors. It's a very good, beautiful, secluded place, very safe. It's not open for the public. And it's purely only for that purpose.
And this is the theatre in Sant Cugat, yes, where a lot of ballet companies perform. In fact, I remember last year being invited to go and see Svetlana Zakharova there. So it's a theatre that's used to showing a lot of ballet and dance.
That is correct. That theatre hosts many companies. There are many ballet performances are held in that theatre. Venue is really beautiful. I mean, it's really nice.
And how many dancers did you have last year? Similar number, 160? Or?
We had 166 participants.
And can you give an idea of where the companies were that the artistic directors came from, who were part of the panel for Grand Audition last year?
Yes, last year we had Michael Messerer from Mikhailovsky Theatre. We had Ingrid Lorentzen from Norwegian National Ballet. We had Lithuanian National Ballet, National Ballet of Panama, Atlanta Ballet. We try to cover all world with companies from each country.
And I know it's not always easy for you to keep tabs on which of the dancers have been offered contracts and whether they've accepted, but have you got a feeling for how many of them last year received jobs as a result of Grand Audition?
51 dancers were present on the second round. 44 of them were interviewed, and 28 of them did get job offers.
So that sounds very promising, David. It means that you're even increasing the number, because by my quick maths, you've moved up. 28 out of 167 is a very, very good hit rate. So hopefully you should be aiming even better the third time. Are you staying in Barcelona for the next year?
We will hold Grand Audition in Barcelona in 2019. And some artistic directors and companies have already expressed the wish to participate, and some already have confirmed that far, almost more than a year in advance.
And are you able to tell us who some of the directors are the ones that are confirmed?
At the moment, I would like to keep it confidential.
But hopefully there's some big companies in there.
We always try to bring various companies, bigger companies and smaller companies, because there are different dancers. For different dancers, there are different criteria for each company. So I think the more companies we have, various companies, from the big companies like Mariinsky Theatre this year, and Novosibirsk, and Norwegian National Ballet, Royal Swedish Ballet, Het National Ballet, and so on. So we have a variety of the companies, and they are all internationally known companies, and it's important to us.
And it's also important that you're not having the same companies back year after year. It seems to me that each year you're refreshing a new group of companies. So you're building up a cohort of artistic directors from around the world.
We're trying to all the time to have some new companies. For example, this year, new companies that will be joining us. It is Mariinsky Theatre, is Ballet Dortmund, Novosibirsk State Opera and Ballet Theatre, as well as Royal Swedish Ballet. So we always trying to bring the companies, various companies. But I have to say that, for example, Finnish National Ballet has been with us already. This will be for the third year. But then again, Finnish National Ballet do take dancers into the company, and Norwegian National Ballet will be for the second time, and Het National Ballet will be for the second time. So
it's a mix. Some coming back.
Yes, it is a mix. Yeah. Basically, if artistic director is looking for dancers and would like to participate in Grand Audition, we welcome them.
Tell us a bit about the other side, the dancers who are applying. You've started the process already for applications for 2018. I believe you start in August, is that right?
That is correct. We have opened in August the registration process.
And how long does how long have people got still to apply? When is the closing date?
Officially, closing date is January 5th, 2018, 1 month before. But as we've seen in past, we had to close it early. Last year we had to close the registration process early because we have limited space availability because there are no space. So obviously at the moment these applications are still going and we are still accepting.
So the message to the young dancers is they need to get their application in quite quickly, because when you reach your total number you have to stop taking applications.
Yes, that is true.
David, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just wanted to get a feel for the people that you're seeking to apply for audition. I get the impression that it's young people who are post-vocational, they've done their ballet schooling and training, they may be in a first job, perhaps in a corps de ballet somewhere, but they're looking to move to another company. It's sort of age range from, 19 to 25 or something like that. Is that the requirement?
Age range is from 17 to 26.
So you could be quite an experienced dancer. You might have had 5 or 6 years dancing with a company and you've reached a bit of a dead end, but it's an opportunity to present what you can do to a number of other artistic directors. So it's quite a range that you're looking for.
That is correct. It is important for directors to have a choice. Also, it's depending who they look for. They always look for corps de ballet, and some may need soloists, some may need principals.
And how do you screen the applications in terms of those that you accept into Grand Audition?
When we receive applications, it's been sent out to our committee. And committee includes a teacher from a well-known school, a teacher from the company, or a director, and a dancer, principal dancer, acting principal dancer at this moment. So it is 4 people, including myself, it's 5. Applications are sent away and I get votes. So
it's quite a fair and transparent process. It's not just one person in a room.
No, it's not just us.
A lot of other people.
We specifically involved others who wish to stay confidential.
So with such a range of applicants, you have a 17-year-old trying to get a job in the corps de ballet and maybe a 26-year-old looking for a principal contract, you must have to have a very variable way of looking at them in the application process.
Yes, well, obviously we don't put a 17-year-old and a 22 or 26-year-old in the same group during the audition, because the level will be obviously different. One is more experienced, the other one is not. So we set up groups. We normally have 3-4 groups of dancers ranging from the 17 to 18 or 17 to 19, and then from 19 to 21, and so on and so on. So everybody gets in within their age range.
And I understand that you give scholarships to the Grand Audition from masterclasses that you give in Japan and Barcelona. Can you explain a little bit about that? And are there some of these masterclasses coming up in the near future?
Yes, we do give scholarship during the masterclass. Every summer we hold a D&D masterclass in Barcelona, and dancers who apply and who get involved with us during the masterclass, who has interest to participate in Grand Audition, we sort of look at them there. And sometimes, we do give scholarships, free. It's basically free participation at the Grand Audition. Yes, and we do hold one in Japan as well, and it's the same. So
how many in a normal year, let's say in 2018, how many scholarship places do you think you would give?
5 scholarships is a maximum that we can give, and the rest we do give acceptances. And when we do give acceptances to the Grand Audition, what happens is that they don't need to pay the registration fee.
Many people will remember you as a lyrical dancer around the world, but especially in Houston and here in London at the Royal Ballet, and I'm sure they'll be very interested to know what else is David Makhateli up to, as well as running Grand Audition. I know that you're involved, for example, the National Ballet in Panama. Can you tell us a bit more about what you're doing generally?
Yes, well, generally, besides the Grand Audition and master classes that we hold, I teach. I have just returned from Finnish National Ballet, where I taught for 2 weeks, and in fact, I'm going to be back in London in Royal Opera House teaching from February 19th for 2 weeks. Then I go to Head National and so on and so on. So I do teach. It's important for me to see also the company, and I enjoy that very much. With Panama, I create gala performances there, set the ballets. I have choreographed Nutcracker there. The plans are to do a Paquita, not a full length, just a grand pas this April. And for 2019, we plan to put My Giselle on the stage for the opening of the theater.
So we have David Makhateli, the choreographer, coming too. And you're taking after your father. He's a very well-known teacher, of course, in America. So it's like father, like son now.
Yes, well, my father is a choreographer. He's the artistic director of Michigan Ballet Academy in Michigan.
Before we close, David, thank you very much for your time. But maybe for people watching this, they would like to know how to apply for Grand Audition. So is there a website that they can go to?
Yes, it is a website. It's grandaudition.net. Everything is there. I very much encourage people to really read the terms and conditions and what is required. Yes.
Well, David, thank you very much. I'm very much looking forward to the third Grand Audition in San Cugat next year. It's going to be a very exciting event, I think. Thank you. Well, it was a great pleasure to talk to David Makhateli about Grand Audition. I think it's a wonderful idea. It's fantastic for dancers to go to one place and be seen by 10 artistic directors and have such a good opportunity to win a job. 1 in 5 getting offers of a contract. But on this Grand Audition in Barcelona, it's going to go beyond just being a Grand Audition, because the 10 artistic directors present are going to participate in a seminar about the future of ballet, about the future of ballet choreography, where is ballet heading. So it should be an altogether very interesting and fascinating event, and I'm looking forward to it enormously.